This painting really depicts a child who's in struggle and feeling alone and lost.
Michael Geilandfeld runs St. Joseph's, a house for former child slaves and street children in Port-au-Prince. This was Michael a year ago, a few days after the devastating earthquake of January 12th.
We have some life.
The house and neighboring facilities were heavily damaged. The children had to be moved to the safety of the countryside.
The house was as tall as that tree.
Today, Michael counts himself in the St. Joseph's community lucky. Last year at this time, the quake hit just as they were about to celebrate their 25th anniversary.
We were having 250 people come for this anniversary celebration from all over the United States and Canada. So we had painted the house, put up new curtains. The house looked as best as it's ever looked. So then, you know, like 2 weeks before that celebration, less than 2 weeks, it all disappeared, all came down.
A year later, thanks to the generosity of donors from abroad, St. Joseph's is rebuilding. The orphanage bought and moved into the house next door. An architect has donated his time to rebuild the old house and insists the footings be dug extra deep. Other precautions will be taken to ensure the house can withstand another earthquake. The children have returned. 22 boys live at St. Joseph's. Most attend this school around the corner. 17-year-old Finol has lived in the house since he was 3 years old. His parents could not afford to care for him. He says going to school is something he never imagined when he was younger.
Yeah, it's a good thing for me because now I can go to school and I can lift up my parents. My dream is to lift my parents where they are, like to helping them much I can.
17-year-old Egza has been helping out with the new construction. Egza came to St. Joseph's after the earthquake and says without the safety and security it provides, the last year could have turned out very differently.
It was a good year for me because after the earthquake we had a hurricane and then a cholera epidemic. But I was not affected and I am safe, so it has been a good year.
Aid groups say it is impossible to know how many children were orphaned by the earthquake, but USAID estimates the number to be at least 15,000, with as many more losing their main caregiver. So far, UNICEF has only reunited a few thousand children with their families.
With that.
At St. Joseph's, Michael says the quake was traumatic for all of the children.
Our guys went through a lot of trauma also, you know, just going through the earthquake. I mean, the shaking, and all of our guys would tell you that they thought it was the end of the world. They thought everything was going away for good. And so, you know, if a car drives by, a truck drives by, and the building shakes, you know, in the beginning they would all run. And all the tent cities that evolved. So
Michael has not forgotten the tragedy most Haitians have experienced. He has hung this painting in the house depicting a tent city as a tribute to the resilience of the Haitian people.
They've been reduced to this, living under trees, under tarps, and yet life goes on and they make the best of what they're doing. But it's a struggle because it's living day by day. There's no.
A year ago, this mural at the entrance to the building was destroyed. Now Michael is typically optimistic about the loss.
But we can repaint, right? We can rebuild. What we celebrate is we didn't lose any of the children. They would not be able to be replaced. So all the material things, it's not that important. We can.
Once the original house is restored, Michael Geilandfeld plans to build 3 new buildings on the neighboring property he has acquired. Swicord, VOA News, Port-au-Prince.